All right, give me a second. Let me go on here so I can be able to see y'all comments. I gotta make it public before I even can start talking. Give me 1 second. Let me make this post public. All right, it should be public now. Okay, want to get on here and talk about the matchup today. The Falcons got the 8-5 Buccaneers at 1 o'clock today. I'm just gonna be brutally honest. I do not see anything positive happening with this football game today. Once again, Julio's out today. We don't really have a running game. I don't know what they're going to do against Calvin Ridley. I'm sure they're going to double team Calvin Ridley today. So I'm going to be intrigued to see how the offense shows up in this game. I don't know what's going to happen, to be real with you. Honestly, the Falcons have a couple ways to win this game. Number one, they got to win the turnover battle. You're not going to win this game if you don't win the turnover battle. And Tampa have, in their losses, Tampa turned the ball over a lot. But on the flip side, their defense forces a lot of turnovers. So if they can win the turnover battle today, the Falcons could keep this game close. On the flip side, they are missing their life tackle, Donovan Smith. He's out for the game. Ronald Jones is also out, so we're going to see Leonard Fournette. The Falcons have a pretty average rushing defense. They're 15th in the league right now in rushing. It's actually, they were about top 10 at one point, but things have changed as the seasons went on. But again, I don't really, me personally, I don't have the Falcons winning this game. I don't even know how competitive they're going to be today. That's just the God honest truth for the Falcons. At this point, I'm looking towards the NFL draft. But a couple things I want to hit on as far as this game. One of the biggest things is how are you going to slow down that passing attack? Because to me, this is the first time, well, they're going to have a test over the next 3 weeks because you got Tom Brady twice and you got Patrick Mahomes. So Patrick Mahomes is going to be another challenge next week. So you're going to have to find out how they're going to deal with Chris Godwin, going to deal with Mike Evans, going to deal with Antonio Brown. I don't feel that Antonio Brown's had a big breakout day yet, and this could be today. Don't know. Intrigued to see how this plays out. Again, I don't have the Falcons winning this game. I'm just hoping they can keep it close. Will you be doing your podcast from StreamYard as well? I'm considering it. But I'm going to overall probably do some on YouTube as well. I'm just kind of doing this to get a fresh start to it. But yeah, I don't see the Falcons really faring well today. I think this could get ugly, to be honest with you. I will be shocked if they win this game at this point. But like I said, one of the main things would be they have to turn that ball over. They got to force Tom Brady into mistakes. That's one of the biggest ways they're going to win this game. They got to be able to force turnovers. Number two, you got to find a running game. And the Falcons are one of the worst teams, if not the worst team in the league in rushing. So it's going to be hard to see them get going on the ground today. They got to find a running game if they're going to win, though. Also, the Falcons move the ball well in the red until they get within the 20. If you cannot score touchdowns, you're not going to be able to win this game today. Let's see. AC Curry said that we're going to be 4-10. I wouldn't be shocked. I don't have us winning this game. I'm ready to get the season over with at this point. Tonio said that I don't know if they're going to win another game this season. I don't either, to be honest with you, because I feel like Tom Brady and the Patriots. I'm so used to him playing in New England. Excuse me, y'all. But Tom Brady and Tampa are currently 8-5. They're going for the wild card spot. They're trying to knock the playoff berth up. So I don't see them taking it easy on us in any game because, of course, with the new NFL playoff format, you're gonna be playing two. You're gonna play. So again, I don't think the Chiefs is gonna take it easy on us because the Chiefs are going for that 1 seed with Pittsburgh. They have the lead right now. They got New Orleans today. That should be an intriguing game to see if they can establish something going forward. But also, Tampa has a quiet has a quiet chance of coming back to win this division. I don't think it's going to happen because they lost both games to New Orleans, so I'm not sure. Let's see. Yes. Oh, let me go back. See that comment. Are you drafting a quarterback if Trevor doesn't come out? I personally would still draft a quarterback no matter what this offseason. I don't feel that you can go another season with Matt Schaub at quarterback. You cannot pay him $2 million another year. So even if it's not your heir apparent to Matt Ryan in 2000 after 2021, you got to get you a quarterback in the draft without a question. Devontae Payton said this is a joke. Yeah, this team is a joke this season. I agree with you on that. I'm just ready for it to be over with, to be honest with you. I'm ready for these last 3 games. You couldn't ask for a worse last 3 games for a bad football team. But, another thing that I wrote a couple points down. So if you see me looking at my phone, that's the reason why. Let's see. This team need to find their identity this offseason. I totally agree. We haven't had the identity probably since the Super Bowl season. And that's been a problem. We had that issue under Sarkisian, even though Sarkisian is a college offensive coordinator. Side note, while I'm talking about Sarkisian, Alabama's offense is lethal. I don't know who's going to beat Alabama in the college football season. That offense is putting up 50 points a game. It's actually incredible to watch how talented he is as an OC in college. I don't feel that he actually had an opportunity to really. He was trying to run college plays in the NFL. That's one issue he had. But I also feel like we were still trying to run Kyle Shanahan's scheme. So that could be another thing. I knew you were gonna like that portion that I mentioned, but yeah, I definitely think we need to find an identity big time because we haven't had one since 2016, and even under Dirk Cutter, who is the worst offensive coordinator I've ever seen in my life, we still don't have an identity. So that's one of the most important things we have to do this offseason. I do agree with that. But let me just touch on this another point that I had discussed about the game. Another thing is going to be can the Falcons get anything going on offense today? Because make no mistake about it, Tampa's not the most elite defensive unit, but at the end of the day, they do have talent. They got Shaquille Barrett. They got guys that can shut you down. So it really depends on what the Falcons can do today. Let's see. Aaron said, got to replace Keanu and Ricardo and Jake Matthews. I do agree. I've been on getting rid of Jake Matthews train for about a year now because I don't feel that Jake Matthews is. I think he's average. I don't think he's what you are looking for out of an elite left tackle. With Keanu Neal and Ricardo Allen, I actually would bring Keanu back on a 1-year deal just to see what he can do. Ricardo got to go. I don't have any hope in Ricardo Allen at this point. Antonio said that Dirk Cutter will make them. He sure will. Dirk Cutter he's a cancer, to be honest with you. And I hate to even use that term, but Dirk Cutter is horrible. I do not like him. I think that he's a very bad fit for any offense at this point. So he also said that Jake Matthews got it. I agree. He did get it because of his last name. I actually expected him to be much better than he was. I don't think Jake Matthews has been actually that talented for the last couple of years. But overall, I don't know what Falcon team will show up today because you got your hands full. And this is the final home game of the regular season for the Falcons. So you got playoff bound teams that are trying to secure themselves a postseason spot. Right now, at this point, we're playing for pride and actually trying to play the season out. I think entering this weekend, we were the number 7 overall pick in the draft. I don't know where we could probably be finding ourselves by the end of today, even in the end of the season. Because again, I'm going into this. I don't know any Falcon fan right now that's going into this game with a high expectation to today. At this point, we're just watching because we're fans. I don't see any shot of that. Let's see. Tonio said, what position would you draft in the first round? I say defensive end. The Falcons have so many needs that I wouldn't be against the direction that we. The only thing I would not be okay with is going to get a offensive skilled player in the top of where we're at currently. I think we do need to go get a defensive end or even we need a defensive player, a playmaker. Let me make that clear. We need somebody to either pair it up with Grady Jarrett, somebody like a Gregory Rousseau. I gotta figure out how to say that man's last name, especially if he's end up here. Or a Michael Parsons from Penn State. Is a couple guys that I would want to add to this defense because this defense needs talent. The problem is you don't have a lot of talent in that pass rush. You don't have a lot. You have Foye and Deion Jones for post 2020, but you really need another big name talent to come in and make an impact on defense as well. I also feel like the quarterback option is not off the table. It also depends on where we're sitting at. Because if we're sitting maybe in that top 5, of course, Justin and Trevor's going to be off the board before we even. At this point, the Falcons, in my personal opinion, their best shot is to get the number 4 overall pick. That's the pick I think they're going for at this point. If they lose out, because the Jaguars are awful. The Jets may not win a game this season. Just to be honest, they may not win a game this year. And the Bengals are very banged up. They lost Joe Burrow for the season a couple weeks ago. It hadn't really been a lot going well for them. They made the Cowboys look like they were actually a pretty good football team on Sunday, and that's definitely not good. But I don't think we get inside the top 3. I think the best shot at 4 is for the Falcons. He said I would do that and try to trade to get back in the first round and get Najee. I want a running back too. I want to put that in front of back this draft as well. I'm actually not opposed to the Falcons trading back because of the needs. But also I don't really know if we're going to find ourselves in a position where and it also depends on what the new GM do. Because we could end up finding ourselves with more picks depending on what moves are made with the current roster. That's another intriguing thing, but I do think that is a good point too. I would like to have more than one first round pick in this draft as well, especially knowing that we will be going to next season with Matt Ryan and Julio Jones. Those two will probably still be here. I know a lot of folks are saying new GM could find a way to work that out, but just the way that those contracts are set up, we will have them next year at minimum. Next year we will have them. Kevin said the quarterback from BYU. I like the quarterback from BYU as well. And I don't know about at 4, but I wouldn't be opposed to going to get a quarterback in this draft, like I was mentioning earlier, because we do need to move on from Matt Schaub. Matt Ryan's turning 36 next year, so we need to. That's not a relatively old age, but in his situation here in Atlanta, this isn't the best offensive line. You don't have a really good running game. And at this point of your career, you are going to take a lot of heat for whether you can win or lose the game. Because with those flaws on offense, you're going to be expected to do a lot more. Can he do it at this point in his career? I don't know. Kevin also said we really need a running back. Yes, we do. We need a running back in the worst way possible. I feel bad, honestly, for Todd Gurley, because Todd Gurley kind of got put into a situation where you came into an offense and you came into a bad offense, honestly, to be real with you. That's what you came into. You came into a horrible offensive coordinator scheme, because even look at Freeman last year. Freeman couldn't get going at all. It's just awful at this point. Tonio said get a quarterback in the late rounds and just cut Matt Schaub. I agree with that too. Even if you don't go get a quarterback in the first round, you definitely need to go ahead and cut Matt Schaub. You don't need to deal with Matt Schaub anymore. Matt Schaub should not be getting a check at this point. Sick of him. Tyron said, I told him I need to go either quarterback, running back in the first round. I agree with that. I agree with, at this point, nothing is off the board with me for Todd. I said Todd Gurley. I'm sorry, guys. Obviously, they're reading a later comment. But at this point, nothing's off the board for us. I just need y'all to lose today. To be honest with you, I don't think any Falcon fan want to win this game. Just being honest. Uh, Tevin said Cincinnati quarterback and sleeper needs some work, but he'll be there. I don't have any. Listen, I want another quarterback in here this offseason. Any backup to change what we have now, because Matt Schaub is not going to be the future. He is not going to be. He's 40 making money for no reason. Tyron said, "Is TG, is he fully healthy?" I don't think so. I really don't, because even the way he runs scared at this point in his career. A lot of moves that a lot of times he would hit the hole and bust for maybe big play. I don't see that burst in him anymore. And I know some people may try to attribute it to his knee injury, but I think he is still hurting. I do think so as well. Kevin said that we're losing the next 3 games. I don't see us winning any game coming up. I don't. Our schedule is terrible. Our schedule is absolutely terrible. I don't see us winning another game this upcoming season. My bad. I was just checking some of the side comments as well. I want to throw this out here to you guys that our college football fans, Kyle Pitts is gonna go into the NFL draft. So that's gonna be a intriguing person to see where he goes in the first round. Kevin said, I hope we do upset Kansas City. That would make me happy. I don't see it. I would like to see an upset just for the heck of it. I would like to see us beat Tom Brady for once. We've never beaten Tom Brady in his career. But I don't see it. But then again, I don't want to sit here and scream, I don't see it, and then the Falcons show up. And we know the Falcons. They're capable of showing up and surprising everybody today. But I don't see it. Because again, there's a postseason appearance on the line for Tampa Bay. You cannot afford to lose you can't drop a trap game in Atlanta at all. You're the 5 seed right now, I believe. I want to say they're the 5 or the 6 seed. You say you don't need us to beat Tom Brady today. I don't think we're going to beat him today either. Because I know that they have a shot. They are trying to glock that last spot up. Let's see. Antonio said, man, just lose and come back better next year. Hey, at this point, that's definitely going to be the case. That's definitely going to be the case. Kevin Kittle said, I just don't want Tyreek. Man, listen. I'm scared to deal with Tyreek Hill next week. I envision Tyreek going to the house the first play of the game. That's just how bad we are. So, man, I don't know. I'm intrigued to see how this game plays out going forward for the team. But I do want to ask the ones that's on here watching, is it anybody that I've seen some people talk about this as far as our fans saying that they would like to give Raheem Morris another opportunity. Would y'all want to give Raheem Morris another opportunity after the season, or let's just blow this whole thing up? I'd like to see y'all opinion on that. Hey, the defense is just that we're that bad. We're that bad. What else can I say about it? We're that bad. We could sit there. Listen, we just sat here and gave a game. We gave another game away this season. I'm tired of this team. I just hope I don't have to rant today. That's the problem. Tyron said, probably, but man, thank you, bro, man. I really appreciate that. That means a lot, man. Really do. Definitely means a lot coming from you. Toya said, fire and blow it up. I agree. Blow this whole thing up. I'm ready to blow this thing up. I was over this season when we lost Chicago. I was done with it then. So at this point, everything can go from top to bottom. Even Rich McKay can go at this point, because he's been here too long anyways. He's been here since 2004. But even you said I wouldn't mind it. I just need him to go get an offensive coordinator. I can't disagree with that. I think the only problem is, do they stick with somebody in-house? That's my biggest fear with blanking the organization, because they get to the point where they stick with people in-house. The Falcons have been notorious for doing that, because even with Dirk Cutter coming back, Dirk Cutter was fired after 14 and went to Tampa. And then you go back 5 years later and bring him right back. That's my whole problem with the Falcons. Don't go back. If something didn't work at that time, don't go back and get that player. I'm sorry. I'm going to get an offensive coordinator, because to be honest with you, Matt Ryan's career looked awful under his 13 and 14 campaigns were not that good under Dirk Cutter, and that's what's showing in 2020. So it kind of sucks because a lot of you can see from the caller from Dirk Cutter. Antonio said anything from the Dan Quinn era needs to go besides maybe Jeff Ulbrich. I don't disagree with that either because I like what Jeff Ulbrich has got out of. As quiet as it's kept, this defense has actually played better since Dan Quinn got fired. I don't think have we given up 30 points? We did in the Denver game, but they were coming from behind. They were in prevent at that point in the game. I don't think the defense have really had a flat out bad game since Dan Quinn's been fired. Kevin said, I like the interim DC they have now. I do too. That's the same thing Antonio was saying, that he's actually a pretty good defensive coordinator. I kind of wish that he would get an opportunity with us going forward, but in the same phrase, I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna try to blow this whole thing up. I don't know if he'll get an opportunity. But score prediction. My honest score prediction. Tampa 38, Falcons 17. I don't know. I don't see it today. I just don't. This game could get real ugly real quick because there is nothing that they have shown me that say we're gonna come out here and win today, or come out here and give Tampa a fit today to where we could ruin things for them. I don't see it at all. And another thing, we know Julio Jones is out again. They need to sit him for the rest of the season. They need to go ahead and do what New Orleans did with Michael Thomas, even though they're going to the playoffs. They sat him for the rest of the season. At this point, sit down Julio. Why bring him back for any other game? I don't want to see him on the field against the Chiefs, and I definitely want to see him on the field week 17 for what? He'll be hurt again? I'm all right. Kevin said 27-24. Man, that would be a shocker if we can come out and get a dub 27-24. And hey, I would have to credit you on here if that comes out like that. So I don't know, man. I just don't. I'm trying not to be super pessimistic about it, but at the same time, it's hard considering what we watched this season. I can't say I wouldn't be shocked that even if the Falcons lose close, that they play a competitive game just because Tampa's in town. So you never know what Falcon team is going to show up week in and week out. But I definitely want to jump on here and get a preview in. I will be on here post game. I'm definitely going to get on here and talk a little bit more about other things, in particular like college football when they announce the Final Four, which should be in about an hour from now. But we definitely will get a chance to talk about the Falcons a little bit more today. Until then, y'all have a good one.